Thank you everyone so much for waiting. We're finally done setting up and it's time for Sonic the Hedgehog 2006 by my boy CriticalCyd. Good luck, my dude, and definitely go show off some cool Sonic stuff.
Alrighty. Hi everybody. It's time for some Sonic 06. I'm going to be running through Silver Story. It's going to be a lot of fun and it's going to be very silly. So, Tech ready for countdown? Yep. Alright, in 3, 2, 1, go. Alright, let me address the elephant in the room. This is a bad game. Everybody knows this is a bad game. I know it's a bad game. You know it's a bad game. Even my grandma knows it's a bad game. She mentioned it the other day, and I was like, get with the times, grandma. Everybody knows. What most people don't know is that it's an amazing speed game. It is quite a lot of fun. And especially Silver. Silver is definitely the most broken character. And that's what I'm going to be hoping to show off for you today. So let's start with this ball. Alright, there we go. This is fine. So, yeah. Silver can pick up objects and make them float. But it's also very possible to jump in such a way that, you know, you pick up the very thing that you're about to land on, and then you can still throw that away. So, yeah. Nice little ride on that ball over there. And that's pretty much gonna set the tone for a lot of this run. I'm not gonna just be playing as Silver though, and I'm gonna talk more about his mechanics in a little bit. But right now we are gonna play as the other character that shows up a lot in the story, Blaze. And Blaze is actually one of my favorite characters to play as. She feels like one of the most finished characters, I would say. And she has that little accelerator tornado to get some extra height. She has the spinning claw, which is essentially a homing attack. And she also has a very useful attack with a lot of damage frames, the fire claw. So with that I can make quick work of that enemy and open the cage. And honestly, having Blaze is quite nice, because she moves quite a bit faster than Silver for the time being. So the more sections I could do as her, the better. Which is exactly what I'm about to set up and do, because the section coming up you're actually supposed to have as Silver again. But instead I'm going to buffer one of those spinning claws by holding it the button before I go into the loading screen and letting go during the loading screen, which is going to do it on the very first frame, allowing me to get up to a certain platform, and I'm going to skip the trigger that is going to make me switch to Silver. Oh, and I'm gonna not fall, because falling is bad. And there we go. Now I'm in Silver section, but I'm still Blaze. Quite nice. Still getting all of Silver's lines, but doesn't matter. Really don't need Silver telekinesis for that. Oh. She homing attacked onto the enemy there. That's quite an interesting range sometimes. And there we go. That is Crisis City. Alright, I upped the audio earlier, but I regret doing that, so I turned it down a little bit on my end. It's all good. No need for tech to get over. But yo, that's the very first stage done. Alright, so here I'm about to get 2 gold medals. One for beating the stage and one for getting the S rank. Ideally, you want to try and avoid that, but with Silver, that's really not that avoidable. With his tricks, you tend to beat these stages quite a lot faster than they intend to, and since you max out on time bonus, you're pretty much guaranteed an S rank in a lot of cases. But hey, it's time for our first boss. This is Iblis. He's also the last boss, but that's his future, more powered up self. And here I'm going to be showcasing Silver's ability to pick stuff up and throw them at it, his main source of attacking. Now, the order in which I pick up these objects is also the order in which I throw them, so I got to keep good track of that to make sure they don't ricochet off of one another, which is exactly what happened here. Fortunately, there's another one. He's about to do his move, so I'm gonna wait until his head is still, otherwise he will avoid it. And there we go. I'm kind of out of ammo, so I kind of want him to give me some, and he's actually gonna present me with quite a nice batch of Cocoa Puffs right here. One might say that Iblis is cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs, and I'm quite thankful for that. Gives me a lot of ammo. Most of it blew up, kind of unfortunate. And they also ricochet off of each other. Nice. So instead I'm gonna let him give me some more ammo with this building. Backup strats. I actually picked up way more Cocoa Puffs than that, but the problem is they can explode, and they very much did. Uh-huh. And I need one more thing. There we go. Should be fine. And that is Iblis over and done with. So a good time right there. If nothing runs into each other and blows up, is like around the 50-second mark. But hey, if it goes wrong, there's not really too much you can do about it. But there we go. Now what follows is a bunch of loading screens and skipping cutscenes and a lot of slow overworld movement, because I don't really have a lot of movement tech for Silver just yet when it comes to that. So instead I'm gonna just go ahead and explain a certain thing called MSG. Because this is Silver Story, no MSG. So what is MSG besides an ingredient? In this game, MSG stands for Mission Select Glitch, which is a glitch that with Silver I would be able to do right after the next stage, actually. Actually, no. Right after the next 2 stages. Almost messed it up that. And essentially what it is a warp to credits. So this is the category that goes through the entire story without warping to credits.
The Iblis trigger. Where is he?
And yeah, that's...
I need to gather information.
Yeah, so I honestly had never even ran the categories with you skip the credits, because really the best part of this run is the second half that you would skip. That is definitely the most fun, which you will see later. So I really have no intention of skipping that. Full thing it is for me. Doesn't mean that this starting part has like no interesting things going on. As you saw, I already took a nice flight on top of a big old ball. There's also this water. Yeah. Silver doesn't seem to think too much of it. Now, the normal path there really isn't too slow. You activate telekinesis and spawn some platforms, but this is more fun and slightly faster. And it's a lot faster in this stage because there's a lot of water here. And it's also one of the easiest things to perform in this game by far. Really, all you need to do is do a high jump and then hold the X button, which is the action button. And as long as you keep holding that, you will keep bouncing on the water. As for how that happens, well, the fact that the game is unfinished probably has something to do with it. It's kind of like they got forced to roll out, and they just picked the most stable build they had, which was definitely not the latest build, and it shows. But hey, like I said, that topic has been done to death. So let's discuss all of the fun things that you can do with speedrun instead. So Silver can also hover, which takes a little bit of meter. However, if I spam that, then it takes up way less meter, but I still get quite a lot of distance. So with that, I can go way further than the game would intend me to go with the hover. And then for this last bit, I'm gonna go ahead and take a nice ride on this ball. This particular one is actually impossible to control, by the way. Alright. It did not go in the direction I wanted at all, so instead I'm just gonna hover there. Seems the bigger the balls, the harder that it is to control them. No, I don't want to rephrase that. Oh yeah, there we go.
That was easy.
Rule cap lapping for me in the background, I appreciate it. Alrighty.
Do we have time for a quick donation?
We have time for a quick donation.
All right, we got a €5.01 donation by Seb saying, "Hey, this is my last money on PayPal. Wish I could donate more. Always happy to help northern neighbors. Regards, Seb." Thank you so much for that generous donation, Seb.
Thank you very much. All right, so here I once again buffered a spinning claw, like by holding B, skipping the cutscene, and then on this loading screen I stop holding X. Sorry, not B, X. And that will allow me to break free. Otherwise, there would be a very fixed section down there that would like force me to go through this entire loop. And I don't want that because I want to do a tricky trick, and it is definitely a tricky trick. Well, that is. Oof. That is not close enough. I want to land on that little beach over there. And I'm going to explain what this trick entails in a little bit, because right now I'm kind of going to focus on doing it right. That one was too low. Fortunately, I can keep trying it as much as I want. This is definitely one of the hardest tricks in the runs. Then again, every trick at Silver is one of the hardest tricks in the runs. Too low again.
The Iblis trigger. A blue hedgehog. Can it be true?
This is also why I save. You tend to waste a lot of lives with tricks like this. Normal runs are done without saving. So if you game over, it's just game over. But hey, there we go. Finally got it. Nice. All right. And if I got that within the first couple of tries, I would have saved a lot of time with that. But I didn't. But it still looks cool. And what I did there essentially... Wow. People are interrupting my playthrough with clapping and cheering. How dare they exude such positivity onto me? Alright, so what that trick entails is you do a homing attack from a position where where the homing attack targets the loop, but you then miss the loop, which will make your, like, when you homing attack, your speed keeps increasing exponentially until it hits something. And essentially what I hit there was an invisible wall. If I mess that up in a different way, then and I don't hit one of the invisible walls, then I just exponentially increase my speed and launch into space until I eventually hit the border of the stage and die. Well, I'm glad that didn't happen. Okay. So right now we are looking for Sonic, which Amy is also doing at the moment. I have no idea where he is though, so we're kind of gonna have to ask around, see if anybody knows. Like, I don't know.
Maybe I'll talk to some people in the town.
Maybe I'll talk to some people in this town. Silver's kind of shy though, so he's not very good at talking to people. He would rather talk to boxes. And that's good, that's good. Boxes are friends. So talking to boxes is definitely recommended. This box in particular has a lot of interesting things to say. That was a riveting conversation right there, thank you, box. And now we're going right into Dusty Desert. That skips a mission, which is quite a time save. Because as you can see, this game has a lot of loading screens, and missions have extra loading screens on top of that. As a matter of fact, Frosty, whenever I am in a loading screen and I'm not actively talking, that's a good time for donations. From here on out.
We'll can definitely do that.
All right, sounds good. Right.
Just you wait.
Okay, so this is Dusty Desert. It's quite infamous. It has like the infamous ball puzzles that are quite difficult. But I really don't intend to play any part of the stage intentionally, really. Instead, I'm going to use this door that goes up to skip the very first ball puzzle. Got us to the urn that made that possible. Right here, I got a little bit of a speed boost. Whenever you hover, and on the last frame of that animation, you press the X button and hold it, then you get extra speed. You also cannot hold it, but you will still get a little bit of speed. But yeah, that's only on the final frame. frame perfect movement tech right there. And yeah, it's fortunately very situational. Well, that doesn't matter because I get a different frame perfect movement tech about halfway through the run. So yeah. All right. Once again, boxes are friends. So this box is gonna once again help me to get out of bounds by hovering onto it into the roof, flip me out, and now I can do this entire section out of bounds. So now this is quite tricky because I actually only have a very, very small ledge to stand on there. You would think, based on where the sand is, that I had a lot more to stand on, but the sand to my right is not solid, and if I go slightly too far to the left, then I get dragged along by the currents. So gotta be real careful over here. And then we skip all of those sections right to the part of the last battle puzzle, which I don't really feel like doing either. So instead, we are gonna make some more friends. Hello, friends. Come with me. Gonna use our friends to over the door. That's what you do with friends. You use them for glitches. This friend is not very happy with how I'm treating it. Gotta make sure it's right up against the door. Should put me on there. And there we go. And that's the desert. Alrighty. Quite the broken game indeed. Funnily enough, not even the most broken, not even like really the game with the most amount of variety in glitches that I run. That actually goes to Sonic Heroes. People kind of overestimate it in that regard. Especially not when it comes to useful glitches. Like, yes, Silver has a lot of them, but really the other two characters, well, while they do have glitches, not nearly as much as you would expect. Not useful ones, at least. So while this game is very casually glitchy, aside from this category, it's actually surprising how little useful glitches there are. Anyway, now it's time for the infinite Sonic vs. Silver fight. We get to do it from Silver's side, which is very, very nice. Rather than trying to grab Sonic himself, though, because he has quite the health bar, I'm just going to go ahead and grab these tables and chairs. What? 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 Grab a ring just in case he hits me. And there we go. Bye, Sonic! Now, this is actually one of the few places where I can avoid the S rank, and with that, the extra gold medal that you get from that, which saves an extra 5 seconds, but you can also do the fight so fast, like sub 10 seconds, sorry, that it really doesn't matter that you get the gold medal. So really, whichever way you do, you end up with about 15 seconds. But yeah.
Can I read a donation during this loading screen?
I'm not actively talking, so yes.
All right, thank you so much. We got a huge donation over here. We got a €50 donation by KemC99 saying, "Hi all, first time donating at these kind of events, but I've been absolutely in love with speedrunning for the past couple of years now. I just decided to donate so we can get to see the box. We gotta see as much of this gloriously broken game as possible. I put the rest of the donation towards singing City Escape, because that song is amazing." And then a cute little smiley face. And with that, the donation incentive for the box has been met.
Aw, yeah.
So thank you so much, Kemsy, for that wonderful donation.
That is actually great timing, because we're about to get some foreshadowing for the box. I'm about to show you the box, but the actual event of the box, that is gonna have to wait until later. I'm gonna need Sonic for that. But yeah, this right here, one of these two guys, I forget which, is the box. And right now, they're also friends, because boxes are friends. Speaking of friends, our friend Blaze is having quite a lot of fun there, jumping off the sidewalk. So this is the part of the game where you're intended to buy the shock bracelet, which is very useful for combat, because you can just kind of like hold X and then you do like a a shockwave that instantly stuns everything around you. The problem is you have to hold X in the air for that, and I kind of want to keep that free for other things. So I'm going to use these boxes to clip over these lasers right here and head my way into White Acropolis. Also, don't worry, while the loading screen earlier seemed extra long, that's mostly because there were like 2 or 3 cutscenes in between there that I was skipping. So it was loading screen cutscene, loading screen cutscene, loading screen gameplay, essentially.
Eggman's base is ahead. Let's hurry.
Makes them seem extra long. Alright. So White Acropolis is really not as broken as most of the other stages. Not with the abilities I have, really. I can clip through those lasers and that's about it. The rest is pretty intentional. As for what I'm gonna be doing, do gotta make sure I position myself properly here, otherwise I will miss this second speed pad and it gives me quite a lot of speed. I also need to make sure that I hit these far enough to the left, otherwise they will force me to take that ramp, which will then force me to bonk on that tower, which will then make me get hit by the snowball. Gotta pan my camera down here in hopes of reducing lag, which worked. Very unfortunate. And then I need to defeat all the enemies here. Thank you, Blaze, for repeating me. And there we go. Sub 1 entry, that's good. That's good. I like it. The rest of the section I'm gonna be doing a silver. And while I say intentionally, I kind of forget that the spamming of hover to make yourself not use up as much meter is not really intentional, so I guess I'm not playing it as intentional. Well, that's fine. We could just be dirty cheaters. Yeah. As you can see though, right now, silver is still quite slow. And fortunately, this is the last stage where silver is this slow. So we do have one more boss coming up where he is like this. And after that, I'm gonna get my delicious frame-perfect movement tech. And I wish I was joking about that. For half of the run, my basic movement tech is gonna be a frame-perfect trick. It's gonna be quite fun. Really fun trick, though. I'm hyping up quite a lot, and I'm hoping it'll live up to expectations. Throw some rocks at this guy. A little more rings. Now, in order to avoid this rocket, adjust very slightly to the left and get hit by the machine gun fire instead. And that's basically it. Gonna use these rocks over here to get to the end. Oh, very useful. There we go. That's White Acropolis. Now we do still have quite a few loading screens coming up after the boss right after this. There's going to be another case of like 2 or 3 cutscenes, making for like 3 or 4 loading screens. I forget how many exactly. It's a lot. It's a lot. Oh well. Now earlier we had the boss fight Iblis, which was quite random since, you know, the Cocoa Puffs could randomly blow up or not throw like quite in the action in the order that I wanted them to, so they bounce off of each other. And that is honestly the same for a lot of these bosses, like Sonic as well. It's about how many of those chairs and tables actually connect. Fortunately, this boss is very consistent. I just need to make sure I grab a full batch of missiles right here. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Got hit, but that's no big deal. 5, 6. And we're gonna wait for him to shoot some of his missiles. And make sure that I grab more. And there we go. Very clean boss fight. I like this boss. She's very consistent.
Silver, watch it. He's coming in.
Sadly, all of the rest of the bosses are not. Launch himself into space. Alright. I hope you're ready for some loading screens.
Perfect!
Oh, even though there aren't any donations, can I maybe read some other things?
Go right ahead.
All right, because there's plenty of things I could talk about over here. For one thing, for example, some people we want to thank. One of those organizations is ESA. We're streaming on their channel today and also tomorrow, and we want to say thanks to them for supporting the event by allowing us to stream on their channel. So thank you so much for that. And also, a quick thanks to Twitch as well, where we're holding our marathon now, of course. And if you still have your Twitch Prime subscription available and you haven't used it this month, you might want to consider it using on the ESA channel. It will support both ESA and BSG, and you get all the cool emotes from ESA and BSG. Like, those are really cute emotes. So definitely, if you still have that open, definitely, I would really suggest using your Twitch Prime subscription for that.
I legit forgot this mission existed. This happens all the time. It's like this mission is so non-eventful that I keep forgetting it exists. I thought I was about to go get my really cool speed tech upgrade, but no, Amy exists. She is a character. She has a movement speed. She has a reach on her hammer that is quite large, and definitely doesn't require me to hug the legs of whatever I'm about to hit. She also has the ability to double jump, which has no forward momentum, and she can turn invisible, but only when she's standing still. So yeah, she is a useful character. Just forgot it exists. Happens too often. I have a split for this, and even during PB attempts, I forget it exists. Alrighty. Alright. So, yeah. Right now we're waiting on these loading screens, and I'm finally gonna get that upgrade. It's called a teleport dash, and you get it with the item the Heart of Wind. And what I'm gonna once again be doing is similar to the hover extension that I did earlier to get some extra speed while out of bounds. I'm gonna be doing the teleport dash, and then on the final frame of the animation, I'm gonna try to press the X button, which is gonna extend it and go really fast. And then I can choose to like only tap the X button to only get a small extension, or I can also hold the X button and just keep that speed for as long as I want until I hit the ground. And those big ones, those are important, and since that requires holding the X button, that requires skipping the shock bracelet earlier in the run, which at the time wastes a little bit of time, and it's gonna waste a little bit more time in a certain fight in aquatic base coming up, but overall it is incredibly worth. Alright, let's see how my ETDs are today. aka extended teleport dashes. I only missed one there, that's good. That's good. Alright, so you see how often I'm using this? Yeah, frame perfect movement tech. Hooray. Nice first try clip. And reason why I'm going to this mission all the way from out of bounds is because there is a mission that I would have to go through first in order to get there. It's a very fast mission, but going out of bounds is still faster. And that gets me to Radical Train. Now this one is full of a lot of those big ETDs, so, and a lot of them are like one shot. You either get it, or it's over. So let's see how it goes.
I'm not going to let the Iblis trigger get away.
Yep, there we go. Here's the first big one. Alright. So now I get to do this the very slow way. Nice little camera change there. Try and screw me up as well. Alright, got that one at least. Now we get a big one where at least if I fail it I can try again. But I got it first try. Nice. Get on these things. Another one over there. Alright. Another one-shot big one coming up right here. Yeah, I got it. And Silver suddenly is very fast. Whee! And because of that speed, it also makes clipping into stuff very easy. Because the game's collision detection really doesn't count on Silver having any speed like that at all. 115. That's considering I missed a big one, that is pretty good at Radical Train. I like it. So welcome to the rest of the run. This is why I love this category, this trick. Even though it's so difficult, it is so cool. Not that the other tricks aren't cool. They very much are.
Since I see a loading screen and you're not talking, does that mean that I have time for a donation?
Yeah.
All right, we got 14 euro donation by the plumber himself. Thank you so much, plumber. He says, normally I pay to make Frosty stop singing. This time, however, I will donate to hear his beautiful voice. Looking forward to it, buddy. Thank you so much, plumber. And yeah, with that, we're getting pretty close to the Sonic Adventure 2 sing-along of City Escape, which is going to happen, is technically sort of the next run, but there's some sleep in between. So you probably, if you still want to make that happen, probably has to happen somewhere around this run. So if you want to hear sing-along with City Escape tomorrow, definitely donate for that.
Isn't Far Cry 2 in between as well? At the very start of tomorrow?
All right, there's also Far Cry. I should know the schedule. It's one more run tomorrow as well.
Aren't you one of the schedulers? Or not? I forget.
If I say yes now, I'm going to sound so bad that I don't know the schedule from the top of my head.
Don't worry about it. Anyway, this is the Shadow boss fight. I don't like it. It's not a very good boss fight at all. Getting him to get hit by these barrels is very difficult. If I get a sub-1 fight, I think is good, but as you can see, I'm not getting one. Oh, one more hit. Yes, one more hit. Come on, Shadow. Oh, right, wait. Those red runs don't damage him after they're damaged. And there we go. Terrible boss fight. I think if it wasn't for the final boss being the way it is, this would be like a very high contender for my least favorite boss fight. But you'll see that in a bit. Anyway. Now, normally, there's a cutscene coming up. Normally, I would skip it. But I quite like it, so I'm gonna let part of it play. Because it's fun. So, our boys Silver and Shadow are like really fighting it out right here. This like high action, high tension fighting right here.
Chaos control.
Got him. Got him. Alrighty. So that's Aquatic Base coming up right now. And right at the start, I'm just gonna go ahead and turn around because Silver really isn't feeling this stage. He would rather go back where he came from. But we can't go back where we came from, so instead we're gonna go here. And there we go. And there's another door right here. Ooh, first try on both. Oh boy. And that's the first section of the stage done, which is supposed to last minutes. Shoutouts to very nice looping around level design that allows me to get right to the back of the section. Quite nice. Can't quite do that as much to this one, but there's still a lot of ETDs that are possible here. Ooh. This one here can be a bit finicky. I need to actually hit by ETD first though, and there we go. I'm gonna be a smart boy and hit this checkpoint. This is a marathon run, and hitting checkpoints is for smart boys. I want to be a smart boy. Alright. I'm getting really good ETDs right now. I'm liking that. Wait a little bit for these lasers. Ooh. And by activating that, I instantly destroy all of the enemies. These lasers have quite a large hitbox, so I actually gotta jump really high in order to get over them. And now, fighting. This section would be no problem if I had the shock bracelet. This is the one section that would be faster by having the shock bracelet. Because it is just a lot of combat, which is very slow without the shock bracelet. Very difficult, but... it shouldn't be too bad still. Give me the big one. Thanks for that. And now the birds. The birds are the annoying ones because they're gonna fly really low. But... oh, come on. Oh my goodness. Bird, can you please not? Alright, there we go. That would have been a good fight if not for that last bird. Oh well. That was still a very nice aquatic base. I like it. Let's see, what do we have next? Oh. I know what's next. Oh, what's next is gonna be quite fun actually. It's gonna be the accordion we need, which is not gonna say a lot to people who don't know what's going on, but it's gonna say a lot to anyone who has watched Silver runs before, unless you watch DSS, because he is a heathen and he does not believe in the great god Accordion Man. But yeah, I'm literally gonna like walk up a little bit and then go into more loading screens because there's a mission coming up. And mission is going to be to protect Anna.
I'm going to stop Dr. Eggman no matter what.
Hey. 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 The reason why we gotta protect Anna is because she knows a secret. I don't know what the secret is. She knows it. She never told me. I have no idea. No idea what this is about, but regardless. This is why Town's missions are bad, because it's loading screen, hey, loading screen. And unfortunately, the reason why it's such a long loading screen before the hey is because it has to load in the entirety of Soliana. Yeah. It's kind of a problem. Alright, so I kind of gotta escort her, gotta protect Anna, since she knows the secret. But Anna can fend for herself, so instead I'm just gonna go ahead of her. Not getting very good ETDs, but not that big a deal. This guy's kind of in the way, so I'm gonna get rid of him. And honestly, Silver has got enough action. I'm gonna let the Accordion Man take over here from here. This is the accordion that we need. He is gonna be the hero that saves us all. If you have anything to say, Frosty, I'll be here for quite a while, so...
I definitely have something to say, if I may.
Sure.
Because we got a €10 donation by Kemzy99. Hi, it's me again. Seeing how close the incentive is, I couldn't help but to finish it off. We need to hear that beautiful voice some more. And with that, the donation incentive for singing along with Escape from the City tomorrow has been met. Thank you so much for that, Kemzy. Really, really appreciate it. So tomorrow I'll be singing some City Escape, and it's gonna be fun. So definitely sing along.
Yeah, that's gonna be a thing. I've heard Frosty when he gets really into City Escape, and he gets really into City Escape, man. Yeah, that's gonna be a thing.
It's such a good song, though.
It is a good song. All right, there we go. Accordion Man saved us all. So what essentially I did there is I went so far ahead of the enemies that they despawned, which means that Anna could just keep walking without getting stopped by any of the enemies, except for the last one. Had to get rid of him. He is too close. But all of the other ones, why fight them when you can just despawn them? That's way faster. Just let the Accordion Man fight them. It's way more fun. Alrighty. This is kind of the section of the run where there's just like mission after mission after mission, because right now we are also getting the Trials of Soliana, which is a set of 3 missions to kind of prove your worth and all that nonsense. And there's going to be quite a lot of movements towards that, so I'm going to have to do some quite a lot of ETDs. So hopefully they go well. Otherwise this movement is going to be really slow. Alright. Now a good start. So, fortunately, in a different way that you can get speed is by doing a teleport dash and having it interrupted by the ground, and you will get all of the momentum. Hello? You will get all of the momentum to your walk, which will then slowly go away. This movement is not good so far. Alrighty. I gotta talk to our first guy. So yeah, these trials take quite a while because, you know, they're missions, which means it's a loading screen. Talk to the guy, loading screen. Do the mission. Finish screen. Another loading screen. Talk to the guy again. Oh wait, talk to the guys earlier. Regardless. It's a lot of loading, and there actually does exist a skip for these trials. It is the hardest trick in any game I've ever seen. And I'm gonna be ranting more about it later, but first I'm gonna go ahead and do this mission right here. I'm supposed to beat all of the enemies so that this cage opens and I can save Blaze, but this is a trial of friendship, and honestly, what I consider true friendship is to just lock myself in the cage with her. And that does the trick as well. Because now she's still stuck in there suffering, but at least she has someone to suffer with. So at least we're suffering together, and if that isn't true friendship, then I don't know what is. That was quite nice.
Looks like I'm on a roll.
Now to continue my rant on trial skip, that hover extension that I did all the way back in Dusty Desert, where you do a hover, and then you press X on the last frame to extend it, that can actually be done to also, you know, get your meter back a little bit while still getting a lot of forwards momentum. And you can do that to skill these walls that are all around here. Those walls have really weird hitboxes, and you gotta like first go to the left wall, get a lot of height from it by doing a lot of those frame perfect hover extensions. And then once you have enough height, you can go to the next part of the wall, get a little bit more height, and then the hardest part is the right wall, where the collision is so weird that basically you're very likely to fail too many and fall too low and not be able to make your way back up, because it's a very painful process. It takes minutes, and the only reason it is faster is because the loading screens are as slow as they are. If they were like a little bit faster, then trial skip would not be a thing. And as you can tell, I don't really do it. This is a test of right, left, by the way. You go right, and then you go left when it comes to portals. They call it a test of memory. Really, it's a trial right, left. But oh my goodness, trial skip. It's like I don't usually say I will never do a skip, but I will never do the current iteration of trial skip. It is that painful. It is the reason that the top 2 runners, who are the only ones who have ever done this in a run, are not actively running this category, and probably won't be. Because every time they try to return to it, they remember, oh right, trial skip is terrible. But they kind of need it for world record at this point. And yeah. And it really is like, oh, ETDs are in the run, those are French perfect tricks as well. It's like, you'd use those everywhere. And it's like, yeah, but with those, you can get a really good rhythm going. It's like, the inputs for that, it's like, because the teleport dash animation is a bit longer, you can get a really nice rhythm going. And then it's really much more difficult to get a good rhythm going for the hover extensions. And making it that much more difficult. I don't like talking about skips I don't do, but I had to get this rant about the trial skip out of there. But I'm done. Right now we're to the interesting mission. I gotta beat all of these enemies without any objects, but fortunately they give me bullets, which is better than objects. and it's technically still objects. Hello? These guys, especially these big ones, they give me a lot. A lot. Let's to work with. Yellow guy. Alrighty. And those two. Final batch of enemies. Hey, get it. Get. Dude, stop being immune to balls. That is not okay. There we go. At least he's not immune to bullets. I need rings. I desperately need rings. Somebody give me rings. Alright, I'm just gonna go ahead and go to these guys now. This is a very slow one, but at least I'm not dying, so that's good. Bullets everywhere. Need more ring! No! Damn it! Oh, I get ganked by the bullet. And this is gonna give me that much more loading screens. Oh well. I think this is the game paying me back for ranting about Trial Skip, honestly. So I'm just gonna go ahead and leave that topic be and redo this mission. Alrighty. So yeah, I'm gonna just go ahead and do everything I just did, but this time not fail. So Frosty, if anything you want to say, take it away, my dude.
I can definitely do that. I want to remind everyone that for the duration of this BSG, you will have a chance to win a various team key. It's a pretty cool game. I've played a little bit of it, and it seems pretty cool. And any donation you will make during this event will make sure that you entered in the raffle for one of the keys that we're giving away. I should really slow down my talking when I read out these things.
Frosty really wants tea right now.
I love tea.
Dude, I love tea. Tea is blessed.
But yeah, if you make a donation anywhere during this event, you'll be eligible for the raffle.
Oh.
So definitely, if you still want to get a donation in, keep that in mind as well.
For these guys again. Alright, I'm gonna need him to recover and give me more bullets. Thank you. Righty. So the thing about this category is because it's so difficult, it's very unlikely that everything goes right. What I didn't expect though was that this thing was like the first thing to go like majorly wrong. Well, hopefully it's the last one. Ooh, bullets. Got that guy. And then we're gonna get that guy. And there we go. And the entire venue is jamming out to the music that's being played here right now. I can relate, I was jamming out earlier. They played 500 Miles by the Proclaimers. That is my jam, my dude.
Perfect!
Alrighty, we're done with missions. Done with missions. Now we just have some really cool stages to finish things off. And one boss fight. I wasn't sure what adjective to go with there, so it's unboss fight. All right. Hello there, birdie. So yeah, all of that to get this bird to spawn, so we could go in here. And I actually did something very dangerous just now. I forgot to save after the trials. As a risky business, because this trick that I'm about to do is pretty dang difficult, and it could drain me of quite a few lives. There's also a life I can get if I fail it, but still. Let's just see how it goes.
Realize Eggman's scheme.
Alright. Try that again. Alrighty. Launch those rocks into the air. And then I didn't quite get the extended teleport dash at the top, but I could just slow hover my way over there. And I did it without losing a life, so I am a happy boy. So what I did over there is I did a teleflink, which is a trick you saw me do at the very start of the run, where I grabs an object that I'm about to land on, and then I can travel along with it. And normally we really only try that with spherical objects, because non-spherical objects are very difficult, but those rocks are like just shaped well enough that we can get a little bit of a thing on it. And once we are on it, we try to throw it, and then we try to levitate it, which launches into the air. After which we can then make our way to the end of the section. And that is honestly the biggest problem in this stage. The rest is pretty fine. Gonna do a little bit of fighting right here with Silver. And now we're gonna have a little bit of a section with Sonic, because they actually share the stage. If you play with Sonic, you get to play as Silver for a little bit, unless you skip it like the speedrun does. And if you play as Silver, you have to play as Sonic for a little bit. Now, Sonic has these gems that you can see at the bottom right, that he can buy, give him certain powers. And the thing is, they were very much meaning to program that those gems drain the meter as well, so that you can like use them infinitely for or something like that. However, in the build that they were forced to release, because like once again, this very much got rushed out the window, so they just went with whatever the most stable version was. They didn't have programmed that those yet. That was still on the to-do list. So I can use all of these gems infinitely, including this purple gem, which also has the nice benefit of allowing me to jump in midair. And since the meter doesn't drain, I can do that infinitely. It also makes me smaller, but that's its main use, I think. So while you're normally supposed to be Silver here, Sonic can do it faster. His infinite jumping. I know what I just said. They had to release the most stable version of Sonic 06, and you might think like, man, this is the most stable version, and I gotta give it credit where it's due. For all of the problems it has, Sonic 06 just does not crash easily. It's a stable game when it comes to that, at least. So yeah, very happy that's the case. And at least I don't have to worry about the game blowing up whenever I run it. Oh my god, the venue is playing YMCA. And Plumber is behind the audio desk signing along. This is most of the BSG crew at this point. This is lovely. If only you could see this. Instead, you're forced to look at me. You're missing out, guys. You're missing out. Alrighty. One more stage and one more boss, and then we're there. If someone wants to come stand behind me and do YMCA, then that's totally cool, by the way. All right, attention damage boost right there. So, while Flame Core doesn't really have a lot of big skips, though it does have a pretty sizable one at the start, at the very end of it. But yeah, while it doesn't have those, it is very difficult to navigate just from the sheer amount of nonsense that can go on. So a little trick I did right there. I jumped, and then the very next frame I paused the game, which will make it automatically input another A input right as after I unpause, which will then collide with the ground and give me the speed. So that gave me enough speed to clip. YMCA. Ooh, these are some nice expended teleport dashes there. The power up I just picked up is Invulnerability, and it actually lasts quite a lot longer than the music, so that allows me to get through the entirety of the lava river there. And the main scary part in Flame Core is coming up in a little bit. First, I'm gonna skip another section with another nice big ETD right here. If I can get it. There we go. Make sure I don't get hit, because I would quite like rings. So you see all of these falling rocks right here? They're completely random. They could just snipe me out of the air. They are a problem. They are a big problem. And hopefully they are going to be nice to me, but I can't guarantee it. And the scariest part about it is they can still hit you after you hit this ramp. And it didn't happen. Thank Lord. Whew. Thank the Lord. Still though, even if that happens, Silver is the one character that can actually recover from getting hit by a Cocoa Puff in the air there. And that's a sub 2 entry into the volcano, so that is quite good. The inside is also quite difficult to traverse. Going pretty good so far. Whee! Oh man. Get a little damage boost so I can reach that without defeating him. Same thing right here. Alright. When possible, I try to get hit in the air, but I underestimated just how long he takes to spawn. Because otherwise you get Silver falling on his butt. You can forever to recover. Alrighty. Some creative movement right here. Get to where I want to go. Uh-huh. Ah, heck. Alright. And after we get past this guy, we have the really scary trick coming up. And for this trick, I'm actually going to need either 6 or 3 rings specifically. If possible, I'd like to clip through that door or not get the ETD and not get a chance to. That's also fine. Once again, I'm gonna try to get hit here, pick up exactly 3 rings. And that is because, depending on how many rings you have, they like spawn in different locations around you when you get hit. Oh, I actually need a ETD here as well to get to where I need to be fast enough. That big, gigantic Iblis ball over there is going to start spewing shockwaves of fire, but it doesn't start doing that until I get close enough. So I had a little bit of time to get that ETD to where I need to go. So I get hit, pick up the ring, and make my way over to this door. Ooh. Ooh. Ooh! No! I caught the clip, but then the damage and vulnerability ran out. Oh, that was so close. Well, yeah, you get the gist of what's going on. So hopefully, attempt 2 goes better. This is a very scary trick to have at the end of the run. Alright, waste a little bit of time for the shockwave cycle. Alright. Got the ETD this time, so I can get closer. That's good. And there we go. That skips quite a large section. And sub 4 would have been really good if I didn't die. It was still pretty good Flame Core. It's understandable to die there. Whatever I need to say to myself to make sure I can sleep at night. Alrighty. So, now it's time for Iblis Phase 3, the final boss of this run. And this is a very luck-based run. And basically, it's one of It's one of those bosses where you have to wait for a long time for him to like do his attacks and make himself vulnerable. But at the start, he throws a very big Cocoa Puffs this time that I can then throw back to him. And depending on how good those Cocoa Puffs hits are and how many actually manage to hit, I can actually get a quick kill or not a quick kill or a really slow kill. Hopefully they don't blow up. All right, good.
It looks like he's getting closer to his final form.
And we throw these.
If you let him get close, try to keep him away from here.
Hopefully those hits still hit and don't collide with other Cocoa Puffs. All right, that's decent damage for the first batch. Hopefully I can get a good second batch as well. I want that ring. Alright, those were kind of bad hits. Should hopefully still be good enough to get the cycle I want. Oh yeah, that's good enough. Awesome. Alright, so with the amount of damage that I did to him, as long as I don't mess up anything else at this point, which it's a pretty easy boss fight from this point out. But yeah, I will kill him around the 220 mark. It's actually possible to get enough damage to kill him with like an earlier attack, which will get you like a 150. And if you get insane luck, then you can get a 130. And if you get super insane luck, which has only happened once to a runner named Otanishi. Very cool guy, by the way. Go follow him whenever he streams. I had to get a plug for Tony in this stream. But yeah, he only got that once. He had a massive freak out when it happens, and that can get you a 125. And it is absolute nonsense. But yeah, with this fight, you're very happy when you can get a 220, which is where you kill him with the attack he's about to do. But yeah, if I would have gotten lucky, I would have been able to kill him with some of those small Cocoa Puffs.
Foothold from a distance this time. Here it comes, Silver.
But yeah, right now, oh, time coming up, by the way. Time. That is at 225, roughly. There we go. Alrighty. 101. That's not bad. That's not bad. But all the things that could go wrong here, and a very expensive death at trials. That's not bad. I'm very satisfied with that. Alright, so if I would have gotten bad damage at the start, and I didn't kill him with that big gigantic ball, then I would have had to wait for him to walk up again, do 2 wave cycles, and then do the hit on top of his head, and that would have killed him, which is like a 50-second time loss if you get unlucky, which is quite a shame. But yo, that is silver. That is silver. And I'm very happy I finally got to show that off at a BSG, because while with how painful this run is, with the amount of luck that's in it, and the amount of frame-perfect tricks and otherwise difficult tricks that are in it, this category is hell for PB attempts. But it is also incredibly cool and one of my favorite runs, just in terms of the amount of how everything looks. So I'm really happy I got to show it off. All right. Now, if I recall correctly, we have a donation incentive to show off.
That's correct. The donation incentive for showing off the box has happened. Also, while I assume that you need a little bit of time to get there. Can I read a donation?
Sure thing.
All right, we got a big donation in. We got a €50 donation by Rogue Dark Jedi.
Woo! I know that name.
Thank you so much for the donation, saying, here's 50 for joining in the YMCA.
Oh, yeah.
Thank you so much,
Thank
Jedi,
you, Rogue
for
Dark
that.
Jedi. I know that guy. Very generous dude. Much appreciated. All right. So, for this particular glitch, we're going to be going to Sonic. I actually didn't realize that I didn't have a completed file for Sonic that I was aware of. I probably had one on one of my profiles, but not on the ones that I thought I did. So I actually had to go ahead and complete his story. Fortunately, I also already have to play like 90% of it to create the file for silver. But yeah, I had to do that earlier at BSG. But yeah, we're gonna be doing the box. We already met the boss earlier in silver. We used him to clip out of bounds, but that is not all of that the box is capable of. Because the box is a friend, but the box is too good for us. The box does not really belong here. The box deserves to go be with his people. So we're gonna make that possible for it. So here we go. Here's the box. It's this one right over here. And you need to find the right position right here. Sometimes the box is not really feeling it. Box, can you please? I'm not sure how I managed to roll on the box. I'm trying to kick. There we go. So I can do this pretty much for as long as I want. And I can't believe you guys paid 80 euros for this. Well, yeah, this is one of the most infamous glitches in Sonic 06 because it's literally just standing on the correct spot and then this can go infinitely into the air and extend into the stratosphere until it goes to find its people. Because this box is too good for this world. Its people need him. And yeah, this is how high we ended up getting. That is quite a fall. And apparently I also moved a little bit. And then it just respawns because it loves us that much. So I'm gonna try to get it to launch one more time. Should be good fun. Oh, wait. Box, where you going? Come back! I just want to be friends. Anyway, this is it. I'm gonna be doing this box for a little bit longer, while Frosty does the outro, I guess. We're going in an altered trajectory at this point. We're going for a swim, all right. But yeah, that was Sonic 06. Thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed, and let's throw it over to Frosty.
Thank you so much, Sid, for showing off that amazing run. It really was a fun run to see, and then showing off the box in the end. Like, that was, I can almost say it was like the best part of the run, but in general, job very well done. And with that, we're gonna be heading to Sleeper Sand because right now over here it's getting pretty late and we cannot stream throughout the night, unfortunately. Therefore, we'll be turning off the stream for now, but make sure to tune in tomorrow again at noon Central European time. We'll start off with Far Cry, if I'm correct, because I said that wrong earlier, but to stay corrected, we're gonna be starting up tomorrow again. So definitely thanks everyone so much for being around here today. We really appreciate all the donations that have happened today and everyone watching and everyone in chat. You've all been amazing and I hope to see a lot of you back tomorrow. And with that, have a good night and enjoy the rest of your Saturday.